Thanks for joining us, yo.
That's what's up. Welcome back. Local Celebrity Radio Show. It's your man, Deb, A.K.A. the Black Chinaman. And I got my co-host with me.
Yo, it's your boy B Free. And we got a special guest in the house.
Let's go down the line. Introduce yourself.
I am Mrs. Black Uhuru,
A.K.A.
A.K.A. D. Shanique.
A.K.A. That's it.
That's it. They know me.
And also joining us today, we got special guest. Introduce yourself.
How y'all doing? This is Simpson, A.K.A. Simba Ali,
A.K.A.
A.K.A. Malcom from Street Kings,
A.K.A.
A.K.A. Ivy Simpson from the
Ooh.
Melon Kush mixtape with my boy Cash Nova,
A.K.A.
A.K.A. I got a lot of A.K.A.
That's what's up.
all day.
Eddie forgot the one. I know you as Monk. You forgot that
As
one.
Monk from My Dose My Music, how it all started. Yes, from when I started rapping with my boy B.C. Rest in peace.
That's what's up, man. We back up in here, like I said, once again, hitting y'all. And it's nice out. It's gloomy. It's like almost sunny. Cool
Halfway.
breeze going today.
Yeah, I see some.
Not sweaty balls like
yeah,
last week.
I saw some people walking outside. Like, it's crazy in the morning when you see girls wearing short stuff. You know, it's like, are you going somewhere this early, or are you
Coming back from last
club,
night.
right? Friday night.
Just turned up last
You can
night.
tell by how she walking.
The
Turn-
judgment.
yeah.
Cut it
Yeah,
out.
when the cute is all out the walk, when it's that strut, like I'm trying to get somewhere.
That next day strut.
Makeup running.
Don't say nothing to me, boy. I'm going home.
Did she have
Broken dreams.
her heels in her hand?
Nah, she didn't. She had it tied around her neck.
Like she just got done hooping, or on her way to hoop, the brand new kicks.
No, you guys are so evil. Oh my goodness.
Hey, you came to the right show.
Hey, I'm going to try to represent for the ladies.
Go
That's
ahead.
what's up. Because I'm very anti-women. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to even lie.
Don't even take Happy Mother's Day to my mama.
Without us, you guys wouldn't be here. So
Yeah, we
Right.
joking, by the way, because we know we love women.
Love them, but it's like love, hate, love,
The worst
hate.
woman I ever met is the best person in the world. I can't even front.
True
That's
that.
what's up.
That's the truth.
Hey, make sure y'all send y'all pussy to Twitter. What's your Twitter feed?
Snap that. He got the radio voice going too. Huh? Like, yeah.
It's too early for this sexiness.
Disclaimer, real quick. I don't know.
Because y'all know if it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be here, you know.
it. You
Y'all
know
gave us some milk when we were babies, and
That's what's up. Well, I'm trying to get back. Don't football start this weekend or next
well,
week?
they showed up
Preseason?
at preseason. AKA hide your daughters in Mankato. AP is
AP's coming. Hey, he's about to sue us, man. Hey.
every week we bag on AP.
AP's the man, though. But is that this week or is that next week? Anybody know?
As far as preseason?
Preseason.
Nah, I don't think it's
I
this
think
week.
it's next weekend.
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just showed up.
Because I'm amped, man. I'm ready for football. I'm tired of basketball.
You know, they got the Hard Knock Life stuff as the prep even before.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So once
gonna
you
be
start
good
seeing-
this year with
Yeah.
Who they got?
Los Angeles
Yeah, they
Rams.
got
The Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they moved, huh? That's
Smart
what's up.
choice. I
Yeah.
mean, to show that because a lot of people are gonna be interested in what's going on.
Hey, Amazon Prime got a show that they did it last year. They followed it's like called All or Nothing. They followed the Cardinals for the whole season instead of like how Hard Knock Life do half a season or the preseason. They got a show. Yeah, they follow them for the whole year. It's pretty dope, man, and made me even want to root for the Cardinals this year because they get in depth. You know, you get to
Right.
meet
You get
the players.
backstories.
The
and
coach is ill. He be talking crazy.
Well, you know us from Minnesota, we can always root for the Cardinals because our boys over there.
Yeah,
You know
Larry
what I
Fitz.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's always okay when somebody's like, I'm a Cardinals fan. It's like, okay. I dig
That's
it.
what's up.
Wasn't he the coach for Arizona? He was an assistant for like 200 years.
Yeah, he's like one of them lifelong assistant
Yeah.
coach dudes, and finally got his shot. He's pretty deep. He's pretty cool. I like it. Y'all should check that out.
So, and if you need a Netflix password, let us know. We selling some.
Stop it.
Shit lasts for like 2 hours, so you make sure you get it.
You gotta watch it like right now. You gotta get it while it's hot.
They just raised my Netflix to $9.99.
That's
Yeah.
why, because
That's
people
it,
out there
'cause they know
bootlegging.
you in now. They checked your thing like, oh, she's in. She didn't watch like
We
20.
got her.
She didn't watch like 300 documentaries. She's in. We got her.
That's the thing, though. There's so many out there, though. I get Netflix, every channel on cable. It's not enough, and then Xbox, like, and then what? Amazon Prime.
But you got one of them sticks.
Nah. I got a membership.
Oh, you pay for all those?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, TV is about to be a thing of the past,
Yeah,
man.
no
Yeah.
cable. Like,
yeah,
it's
cable,
gonna be obsolete.
yeah, like come on, man. I don't need no commercial because I
No.
swear,
Right.
when I'm watching people like you cannot watch a commercial. As soon as something come on, I even go to Naked and Afraid just to not watch. You know what I'm saying? The commercial that's on because I can't stand commercials. Don't try
See,
to
I
sell
like
me what
commercials.
want.
I actually like commercials, man.
Now the funny ones is good, but some of the ones it's like good.
Yeah.
Lord.
Horrible.
Yeah.
A lot of commercials now. You can tell like people who used to listen to hip hop are the ones like in places of marketing at this point. Because
Yeah.
now
Oh
old school
my
music,
God.
you hear all of it in
Like
commercials.
Sprite.
Yeah.
Like Sprite's putting
Yeah.
lyrics. Man, I never thought I'd
On
see
a
the day.
can.
Yeah,
Tupac,
They
Shakur.
got Tupac,
Yeah.
Biggie, Nas,
Man,
Rakim.
shout out to Pac, man. You made the
Yes.
Sprite commercial, man.
That's
Stop
crazy.
it. They would have never gave you a Sprite deal back when you was walking around talking about thug life and all that. So shouts out to Pac, man.
That's what's up. And they got Nas. But that's what was interesting. The group of people that they actually have on the cans.
Yeah.
You know, they got Nas, Biggie, Rakim,
Missy Elliott.
Pac. Do they got Missy?
It was all 5%ers
J.
right
Cole. and then like Ludacris.
I
So,
mean,
like,
yeah.
want to say move, bitch.
Yeah.
there. Yeah, we got to
But
even
you-
it out.
You can't put Young Thug on the damn Sprite can.
We
You
just
spend
dribble-
all day trying to find.
Look like a Sudoku puzzle or something. This shit like a word find on the can. Like,
find
oh
the
shit,
can-
they got a word find. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's his lyrics.
You find the can like 2 years later. Oh, that's what the.
Yeah, nah.
Getting on Thugger.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing with music now, man. It's like we can't be mad at the kids though, because if you look at us, our generation of hip hop basically were pioneers, and then now it's just going in another direction. And basically, with us, jazz came, and then it basically there was no blueprint to follow. But now we had a blueprint, but they're deviating away from it. So we're like, okay, that's not real hip hop. But to them, hip hop is hip hop.
Well, to me, the hip hop that's going on right now is just what hip hop has always been. You know, hip hop has always been a reflection of what's the mindset of the youth in the African American community. So that's why you have hip hop starting with Africa Bambaataa, because if you was to walk around the black community, you would get an Afrocentric feel. You would see a lot of beads, see a lot of people talking about African knowledge. So that was the state of hip hop. Then as hip hop progressed into the gangsterism, you know, NWA busting on the scene, we'll go walk around the streets of America and you'll see a lot of red and blue rags. This is the climate of what's going on.
But they don't know you can get shot for that though.
Right. But now you can feel the climate of the street is this materialism and this lack of caring anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? To
Nothing
quote,
to lose.
right, nothing to lose. I mean, to quote, you know, my home music I listen to, Bobby Shmurda. You know, he has a song where he says, "Can you cuss on this radio?"
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh hell yeah,
Okay,
motherfucker.
Okay, because he says, "Shoot that nigga and his shorty, bitch." His
Right.
shorty, bitch. And it's like, wait a second. Now, his shorty can mean two things: his son, his
or his
kid,
girl.
or his girl.
Right.
But either way,
Somebody get shot.
that never was promoted. And
Right.
you never heard Tupac walk around, "Yeah, shoot that nigga and his shorty."
Yeah.
No.
He said never stop till you bust a nut, but he
Right.
didn't say
You
nothing.
know what I'm saying? So I think that hip hop right
He
now.
said shooting kids in the shorty. You know?
Right. But hip hop now is just a reflection of, you know, the climate of our youth out there.
Right.
It's
That's
just-
what's up, because you got motherfuckers killing people's kids that they showed you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
unfortunately.
we call that young niggas with big guns, and they can't, they don't know how to aim them. They're just shooting, hitting whoever. And that's what we got on the track. We got the Bobby Shmurders and the Young
And
Thugs.
murder's in jail.
Right. He's in jail.
And men are my bad. Men are being demasculated too, and that's a reflection of what we see too. It's like, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a youth right now. I'm grown up.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's kind of scary, you know. They look at these rappers as superheroes, and if that's what they're pushing out to our kids, like what's gonna happen in 20 years?
Oh, it's gonna be horrible.
Hey, but
Right?
it happened with us though too, so we can't.
I mean, we're bummed. We're
We can't
fine.
escape the. But now we are. But we had our drug dealings and our gang banging
Yeah.
incidents too.
Yeah.
I just think right now it's just more sensationalized. We're just like you said, it's more careless. Like there's still like some type of pecking order. You have big homies that try to steer you right, or people that kept you in line. It's like now it's like so many generations of kids raising kids. It's like 3 generations deep now of kids raising kids. Everybody gets younger. Like everybody had a kid younger than like when their parents had them. My parents had me at 18. And I ain't got no kids, but I probably would have had a kid at 15. So you know what I'm saying? That's how that trend goes.
You had that Bill Cosby pullout game, but
Whoa.
perfect timing.
Whoa.
Jimmy's.
Whoa.
No, I saved myself until I was 18. That's why
Good
I never had no
job.
kids before 18 because I didn't want to be like that.
Good job.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No
I ain't clapping for him.
You don't believe me?
That's a phenomenon, man. When you
That
start
guy-
hearing stuff from brothers, you know what I'm saying? You come across a brother that's 42 years old straight
You 42?
with no kids.
Hey,
like,
42.
man, you was an alien. You know
He
what
gave
I'm
me some
saying?
years.
Follows, man. You out here representing. So
Damn,
that's
I
what's
look
up.
42, man. Goddamn.
Chicks out here dodging you, man.
Not you. I'm just giving.
No, I was just joking with you, but people do act like unbelievable. I tell them I got no kids. Like, man, you got no kids, man, for real, goddamn.
You sure you don't want mine?
Like, yeah.
I got 3 of them. I mean, you can have one.
Like, that's amazing. How
Less
did you
people
do it?
should have
Like,
kids.
they
What is your
they
secret?
congratulate you.
Yeah, what is your
Congratulate-
secret? It's like,
What is your
just-
secret, by the way?
I just didn't bust in anything.
Oh.
I wore a lot of condoms.
You got an ill pullout game.
I used to stay in SA bathrooms in the vending machines.
That was not the response I was looking
That's
for.
what I
That's
do.
not the right condom.
So I,
please.
Like, but
I kept a pocket full of change for the SA vending machine at all time.
Hey, girl, hold up. This an essay right
French
here?
ticklers and gold weed and condoms. Man.
Man.
Got all $3.
Hey, you ass, so
Did my thing. Did my
Yeah.
$3 and I had fun, man. Only took $3.
See, for me, I had my kid when I was late in my life too. I waited till I got all my 20s. I got 30, 29, 30 before I had my son. And my biggest fear was always the AIDS thing. You know,
Yeah.
I was always wrapping up for protection because once I seen it happen easy, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh, because I was trying to be a rapper. And once it hits home, it's like, oh, no, nobody's exempt. Because like I said, we used to think that homosexuals got it. Like,
Yeah.
man, you know what I'm saying? But that's like, no, you know, this kind of sex. I was like, every time. And plus, my mom, she's one of them upfront ladies. She would always keep a jar of condoms. in the
Nah,
house.
baby, I know
Yeah.
you hear that shit in the
And
streets.
she was like, I know, that's what she would say. She's like, I don't want to sit here and have the conversation with you. I just don't want me to have our awkwardness mean that you don't have one. There's one right here, so there's no reason why you should be patting doing
Right.
a pat.
You finding shit everywhere. Like,
yeah,
man,
you
what the
know
hell
exactly
is
where
the
it's at.
Trojan doing in my underarms?
Yeah.
Who put that there?
Mama, you can't be taping these to my hat
Right.
in the morning before I go to school.
That's real.
That's what's up, though. Good up to your mom for
Yeah.
that. I mean, you have to be upfront with your kids. You can't be trying to hide. I mean, they're going to find out some way. You want them to find out from you.
And everything is on the internet. I blame the
Everything.
internet for the kids nowadays too, because back in our day, we never snitched on ourselves online. Now they got Instagram, Facebook, putting up money and guns, you know. And then if you get shot, that's why I'm coming up with a program that once you get shot by the cops or you get shot by somebody else, and you're going to be on the news, we go to your Facebook page and delete everything and put up
Yes.
some nice pictures of you, like helping old people. Because, like, look what they did with Philandro. They got his wife, his girlfriend out there smoking a blunt in a car, drinking Hennessy. All that video. You got to be careful what you post
Let me
online.
say
It's
something
gonna
about
come back
that
to
real
bite
quick,
you.
though. Let me please say something about that. Yes, that video was bad. It looked bad, right?
But that's no
But-
reason.
Right, but I feel like we have to stop allowing the country or the government or the world or the media to make us feel like we're bad just because of who we want to be. She chooses to smoke weed or live the kind of lifestyle that she chose to live. That doesn't mean she's a bad person. It doesn't mean
Right.
that she's not
She made
credible
mistakes.
or that Philando needs to be murdered, obviously. And I saw so many disgusting things online from black people and white people about the fact that she was smoking weed or whatever
Right.
in the car. And it's like, that's the life that she chose to live. That doesn't mean that she's some disgusting human being now because
Right.
she decided to roll up a
Nope.
blunt.
I mean, I completely understand that. But what I'm saying is that
that's true.
you shouldn't be, if you're on Facebook saying, yeah, I'm a rape a bitch, I'm a rape a bitch, and then something happens where you are accused of rape and they go back to your video and show you like, oh yeah, that doll is passed out and you humping the doll, it basically will make other people think bad of you. So I'm
Yeah,
just saying, you know, be
absolutely.
careful about what you post online, and that's where the responsibility come in, is people don't really think about what they're doing. And I'm
Right,
one
right.
too, because I used to be online saying all types of stuff, and my brother had to check me. He's like, yo, you know you got aunts and cousins and
Yeah.
people that look up online, you know, at you.
Absolutely.
And
I had to unfollow my brother the other day.
Whoa.
Because I'm like, man, I can't. You posting too much references, man. I don't even.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You posting stuff that I just don't need
Yeah,
to know
you
about.
gotta
as
think
my
right.
brother,
You
man.
gotta
You know what I'm saying?
But that's
So,
that's the
I'm
thing
just
though. Do you
gonna
think
unfollow you,
are
see
people
where
really
it changes.
posting something that you really don't already know about them though?
But yeah,
But you don't want it in your face.
And you don't want it pumped out there like that. Like, it's like, okay, I know my brother's a wild dude, but then he's posting eggplants with who wants the eggplant with waterfalls.
Oh,
Wait a second,
no.
man. Bro, okay, you know what? I had to see you at Sunday dinner. We'll talk about it.
You're like, did you get that thing, bro?
What the hell is an eggplant with a waterfall?
I mean, you know, I'm impartial because I'm all for the ratchetness, man. I'm on the. Hey,
I mean, me too. But
say
when
what
it's
you
your
want.
18-year-old little cousin or your little brother or your little niece or something, you don't want to see that. I mean, I'm sure they do their thing, but I don't want to see or hear or know, whether it's in words or emojis or pictures. Like, I don't need none
snap
of that.
thing.
No.
Snap that thing.
This all comes back to, like we were talking about, with the responsibility of having a social media. You know what I'm saying? And being aware that the people that you do love are following you. Your
Right.
grandma, these people are following you. So it's just about being aware. And like I said, that bleeds into everything that we're talking about with the whole movement that's going on with us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We as African Americans in this country, we're experiencing a freedom that our ancestors never, ever was afforded.
Ain't imagine if MLK had Twitter.
Come on, man. Imagine, I mean, the power that we have now, and we just don't know what to do. We don't know
Right.
how to wield it. You know what I'm saying? That's why that was one of my biggest problems with the Black Lives Matter movement, me coming from the inner city, and when I seen how it formed and when I seen how it's happening, it's like, wait a second. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the black community, and, you know, the fight that you guys are talking about, are you sure that's the fight going on right now? You know what I'm saying? It almost sounds like you guys are remixing the 1960 fight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that support Black Lives Matter movement that I find are the elder generation, the people that, like you say, listening to Curtis Mayfield and the old school music, and they're detached from what's really going on with the people in the community. And then you have people from my age bracket who just aren't educated. You know what I'm saying? And the only piece of history they know when it comes to black history is Selma, Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Name some other leaders besides Martin Luther King.
Right.
Malcolm
Right.
X. No, name some real, like, go into the deep.
Right.
Some Edgar Evers. Name some, you know, A-Trap Brown. Go into, you know, Stokely Carmichael. Can you name, you know what I'm saying? So their knowledge of black history is so short. And so these are the two people that I find clamoring toward Black Lives Movement. And what I see happening is America is trying to change things. For whatever reason, the world is in a kind of a state of waking up. And people are saying, okay, in this country, we're trying to fix things. So LGBT community, what is it that you guys want? Well, the president Barack Obama passed 3 LGBT laws.
But
you know what I'm saying?
somebody was putting a Q at the end. What the Q for?
It's for queer, I believe.
They can say that about you can call people.
Well, they
queer?
call themselves.
Yeah, that's not a bad
PC.
Oh,
word.
that's like us and saying the
Saying
N word.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not saying no.
Well, no, that's a good
no.
analogy. That is a good analogy.
Cut it
'cause
out.
That's
You
the
think
one
he's
they're
queer?
accepting. I know. That's what I mean. They're accepting queer.
Oh, he said, is it like?
Yeah,
you
so that's
said
like
it-
we
oh,
accept-
like
So,
them.
if
So-
me
so-
not being gay, I can say
Right.
queer to a gay person.
Yeah.
I won't get offended.
I can
Right.
call-
It's not like nigga then.
Yeah, no, it's not like nigga.
Oh,
No,
so-
no.
I thought it was
It's
amongst
not like-
themselves. So yeah, okay. So yeah,
Queer
not-
is an actual
Okay.
term. I believe it's like
Like a term of endearment. Like, what's
no
up?
fool.
Oh,
It's like being a lesbian or being bisexual or being
well, we know what
gay.
a queer is. We just talking about where the PC part came in.
right. Because I'm like
It's-
midgets can call each other midgets probably. And,
Stop
what am I
it.
doing?
No,
They
it's
can't.
not that.
They're little people.
But I gotta
man.
call them little
They're
people.
doors.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Being
Maybe it's
insensitive.
them. It's the
This nigga's going crazy.
No, they wouldn't have it in their acronym if it was.
But it's about to
not
be a
acceptable.
long ass act. It's about to be.
I know,
If there are more.
LGBTQ.
There are more
A, B, C,
letters
D, E.
to it. They just don't use.
There
it
are
to-
other letters. What other
Yeah.
letters?
I don't recall, but I do know that there are more letters.
Asexuals.
There are people that are asexual. Absolutely.
What's asexual?
It's like you're not
They're-
attracted to
yeah,
either sex.
Either or.
Oh, so you're
You're
just
That's a
just you.
boring
You
life.
just jack off. That's it. You don't
Stop
got-
it. I don't think that's what it means.
You just play with yourself. Oh no, you know what? They have no sexuality at all.
for real.
No sexuality at all. Like not even attracted to themselves. I don't believe.
What?
You're just.
Who's attracted to themselves? That's not even
Hey,
a thing.
hands up right here. Every time
Exactly,
I look in the mirror, I'm
exactly.
like, who the hell is that fine?
I
If I
love
was
me
gay,
some me.
man, you would get it.
Like damn, my nigga.
Because if you don't, nobody will.
If you ever took a selfie, you're attracted to yourself.
Oh, I love myself. Then. Wow.
It's like, there we go. There we go.
You've been dating a long time.
Day one.
That's what's up. But hey, we're gonna get deeper on the Black Lives Matter thing. To me, you know, like that's like that's the forefront of everything right now. It seems like everybody has an opinion one way or another, pros and cons to the word. I think the words is what's making everybody scared. The actual words, Black Lives Matter. Like the words is stronger and more fearful than the movement. Like
Right.
to me, here in Minnesota, the movement has been mostly, like you said, older people, a lot of white people, like old Democratic liberals.
And that
Bernie
always
Bros.
and that always bothers me and worries me when I see any not white. And let me clear this up. Now, I'm not talking about our white people that are out there supporting, marching with us. I'm talking about the white media that covers it.
Yeah.
Because what I understand is that while Martin Luther King was getting a lot of coverage on the main stations, it's because everybody loved Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had a lot of white followers. Back in those days, Malcolm X wasn't getting a lot of coverage. And now, if you was to ask a black person of any knowledge, if you can go back and change things, would you vote to integrate, or would you have voted to go with Malcolm X's plan for black
By any means
nationalism?
necessary.
You know what I'm saying? But back then it wasn't the popular thing. So anything that I'm always fearful, and that's one thing that bothers me. Like I said, Black Lives Matter. It's not their appearance when cops kill us; it's their absence when we kill each other.
Right.
Yes.
That's the problem.
True.
You have a very broad sword, and like I said, and even the statement "Black Lives Matter," then all Black Lives matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
At all
Tyshawn
points.
Lee,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all points.
Yeah.
Tyshawn Lee matters. The kid in Chicago, the elderly lady, Bertle Beeks, who got killed over north. The grandmother got
Right,
killed.
and the little
The
kids.
little kid.
And I always say that too. I'm like, we always wait, but instead of screaming Black Lives Matter when you see your boy cheating on this girl, you're like, hey, she gonna kill you. Black Lives Matter.
Man,
Dude, that was so
Yeah.
funny.
that's real. That's
is
real
so real.
talk.
You know, like if we see each other doing something crazy, I think we should check each other and be
That
like, yo,
is
brother, you
so
shouldn't be standing out here at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
They'll take you to be the wrong person. Black Lives Matter. Take your black ass home.
Yeah.
That right there is what I would. That's when if I seen them doing more of that, like when we say Black Lives Matter, it means everywhere. Chicago is on fire. 300 murders, and we ain't even at the years end. And Chicago is almost up. To
It's
300
almost like
now.
they're trying to beat records
But-
now. You
but
know,
the-
like it's the Olympics or something.
To
Right.
play devil's advocate here, though, like those are two. Black Lives Matter was based on police violence. You know, that was the whole organization was based because you know the injustice in the injustice in the justice system is where the basis of it is. So to compare that to senseless black on or quote unquote black on black crime, which to me doesn't even exist, it's just crime in general. It's like it's two fights that we trying to put all on Black Lives Matter when you know that wasn't the basis of their thing, and that's what I'm saying. We can't use them as like that's what I'm saying. They're using that movement as the cause of everything when what they're really doing is really minuscule in the grand scheme of things. We need to get deeper. Like we said, we need to do what we're gonna do. But we don't need the Black Lives Matter movement to do that. I think we need to
Okay.
we need to
I
pull
feel you.
together
I
and
feel you.
we need to forget the words like
Yeah.
the All Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, man.
Right.
That's why I said the words is what's confusing people. I
Correct,
think.
because it's too specific.
Yeah.
But yet and still, when they said no means no, nobody said anything about it. Because the
Right.
reason that you say no means no is because cats were out there thinking that when a woman say yes, she's really meaning no.
But-
So if you say Black Lives Matter,
You mean?
I mean, whatever. You
Wait,
know what I mean. Sorry.
don't do
I
that
apologize.
analogy, man.
No, we
'Cause
got
you can't say women saying no because
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. Just because they say no means no, I'm just saying because you say there's a reason why no means no is because people in effect weren't thinking no means no. So when you say Black Lives Matter, it's because society as a whole is trivializing Black lives. So Black Lives Matter. Not
Yeah.
saying all lives don't matter.
Yeah.
Not saying lives matter. What he's saying is the fact that what we should do is every time something happens, Black Lives Matter.
yeah, well definitely.
Not the organization, but
But-
Black Lives as a whole. They
But-
just
but-
happened to pick that name.
But even let me clarify my position. Even the organization. See, this is what I mean when I talk about black people. What is it that we have to be clear about what we want? We let black people get in prominent positions and then don't hold them accountable
Exactly.
as their prominence grows. When Malcolm X started, his main mission when he was preaching on the corner was not to free the whole entire world. His main mission was to speak his views about what he thought. But as his platform grew and as he gained more power, he almost ended up at the world court talking about, I'm about to sue you guys for the treatment of Negro. That wasn't my plan when I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? My plan was in prison was to get out, better myself. That's what I mean. So when Black Lives say, okay, we started as police brutality. But now our company, Black Lives Matter, is on channel 4, 5, 7, 9, and 11. So now we have a bigger responsibility. What is the Black Issues Matter at hand? Because now we got LBGT people. They're getting their 3 laws passed by Obama. We got immigrations. Their main thing is immigrations. The people that are coming into this country, they're about to get their wish because the only thing they don't want is Donald Trump to get in office, and he's not going to be president. So that's their way of saying, see, we handled y'all. Now we look at the black community. what is your biggest problem? And we're screaming police violence. And it's like, no.
Education.
Yeah, we have problems
seriously,
here
no,
that if we
there's a
fix
lot.
these problems, that will bleed into the police. That will help
Right.
fix the
Right.
shootings of the police. If we start taking ourselves out of the criminal element, and that's one of the things that I'm working on is a program called Discovery Yourself. I'm working with Mike Shields at North High, and we're taking kids and showing them, because what we're learning about the brain, like I said, this is so crazy, is that you have two hemispheres of your brain. You have the left hemisphere of your brain, and you have the right hemisphere of your brain. The left hemisphere of your brain is all about categorization, separation, logics, mathematics, numbers. And that's what the world is ran on. What time you have to be at work, what time do you get your lunch break. Now, the right half of the hemisphere is all about spirituality, feelings, emotions, meditation, connection with your fellow people. And what we have been trained to do is shut that side off. We don't stop daydreaming in class. You know, how much time what are you thinking about in
Right.
your ethos? So what we're trying to do is instruct African Americans to start thinking different and start connecting to their fellow people. That we have a lot of problems when it starts in the school system. Before, when this country was first started, before they set up any military bases, they started schools, because that is the main key.
Right. Education is the
Education is the
foundation.
key. So if I was the head of Black Lives Matter, if I was the head of Black Lives Matter, but for the people, yes, we deal with police violence, but that only happens so often. A mother is losing her kid every day, and we have to show up to let people know, hey, we don't like this.
Right.
So what can? Because the next question will be, well, what can we do? Well, this is where it gets hard. It's where it gets tough.
You start
Because
whooping
you
their
don't,
ass. That's what you do.
because what
Bring
the
the belt back.
bourgeoisie black don't like to do is go into the hoods of Compton and walk around and look in the eyes
Michael
of the Bloods
Jordan.
and Crips and put your hands on their shoulders and all that. We're scared to go into the hood.
I love you, cuz.
Really?
I
But-
love you, blood.
But that's what you.
Now I'm gone.
But,
No.
but that's the kind of things we're gonna have to get back into the neighborhoods and start. The people that come out of jail, like, these are people that can be reintegrated back into the society who young kids listen to. They're not gonna listen to you in the suburbs. But if we can create a program where these brothers that are coming out who have sold drugs, maybe been involved in a murder, and can talk to these young kids and steer them on a different path, something kind of like what Jim Brown was trying to do, we can start doing things like this. And if all we really need, instead of saying Black Lives Matter, we need the country to open up funding, and we'll do it ourselves, is what we need. We don't need you guys to train your police officers to do better. We're on a mission to create our own police force in our own community that polices our own community.
But
We just
yeah,
need
but-
you guys just to open up funding.
But I
is what
think
we do.
once you give people power, though, man,
See, that's what I say. Anybody with power
the
gonna get
abuse,
crooked.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna say this. So I like everything you said is true, but I think it's a way bigger task than the Black Lives Matter movie. But then what you said is like, so you're saying since they have the spotlight right now, everybody's talking about it. Now it's their responsibility to take it to the next level instead of
Just talking and
talking about
protesting.
police violence. But are they? That's what I'm saying. I think we give Black Lives Matter too much credit.
I think I
Yeah.
know what you're saying. Okay.
Who's
There
in
should be
charge of
another
Black Lives Matter? Do we
organization.
even know?
I do. Yes, it was.
that the same person that got arrested?
No, it's the brother that showed up at the BET Awards and the sister. It's a dark-skinned sister and a brother. They showed up at the BET Awards and they were smiling. And while they was on the awards, there was a
So
murder
they are
happening.
they're the main ones who started Black Lives.
started it,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're saying there should be different branches. So we need.
Well, they have different branches. That's
no,
what I'm saying.
No,
It's-
not
it's-
of Black Lives Matter. I'm just saying, like, you wear Nike, Reeboks, Pumas. There's Would you say Black Lives Matter shouldn't be the only so-called like when bad shit happened, they call Al Sharpton.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but then again, he's saying
should
like
be more
since they are the,
organizations out
but he's
there.
saying too like, but since they do have the world's attention right now, that now they have to do more.
I'll give you
Because-
an example of kind of what I'm talking about. If you was to ask any person who's the greatest basketball player ever,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
My NBA 2K, my player.
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, okay, is
Not
what
Michael
you're gonna
Jordan.
mostly get from people. Michael Jordan's the greatest. Michael Jordan's the greatest, right? Okay, what did he do for us once we gave him the status, that love that we say we'll go, we'll kill, we'll do
Right.
anything for your shoes? Now, what is it that you do for us?
He
It's-
releasing more Jordans.
They always once they get
20
to the
years.
position, and this is only in our community. Let's be clear, because Jewish people don't play this game. Jewish
Definitely
people,
not.
Chinese people, Mexican people, white people don't play the game. If we put you in power and say we're giving you you're representing us, you got to do some things that we want you to do. Black people are the only people we did it with Obama. We put him in office, and he did absolutely nothing for us. But he's not the only one. We constantly put Oprah, Jay-Z, all the people who say, I'm not gonna help y'all, but look at me shine. And
But
we
look,
love that
you-
for some reason.
You
rather
think
than
it
saying-
has to do with the fact that someone else put them in that position, so now they're afraid that they're going to, because like someone owns your life at that point.
Right.
Because you're afraid that you're going to lose your endorsement.
Hence
You're
them
afraid
saying
that
they sell their
now that
sell
you
their soul.
have
Yeah.
now that you have money, you don't want to go back to being broke. So then you basically keep your mouth shut because you like, if I shut up, I won't get shunned.
Hey, that's just
And that
no,
what
you
you
know
and what you're
that's-
speaking
So
about.
you should build your own then, right?
No, what I'm speaking about is we have to correct that thought pattern. We have to correct that in ourselves that makes this individual. We are the only people that get individual success, and you can't achieve a goal getting individual success. We have to move as a collective. So the fact that we think about I'm gonna get mine. What about if I lose my endorsement deal? Who cares if I lose my endorsement deal? I came from nothing. I came from a project building with one toilet. Now, if I end up with $1 million, I beat the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to sacrifice my blackness and what I know I should do for my people for money, because money comes and goes. If I take my stance as a black person first, then I let the world know. Let me give you an example. Do you know that the NBA All-Star Game is not going to be held in North Carolina
Right.
anymore?
LGBTQ community.
But why did that happen?
The
The
bathrooms.
owners of the NBA did not want that to happen. Adam Silver, the commissioner, is a homosexual.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm going to take this fight and I'm going to do this. The owners,
He is?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
But the owners were like, wait a second. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, we didn't
I'm gonna pull
okay
back
this.
from the microphone.
But he just took the stance and say something to me. I wish somebody would say something to me about pulling this game because I'm standing for this. And that's how everybody moves. If you say something about a homosexual, I don't care. I'll lose it.
Right.
You can take all of this stuff. I'm going to stand up for my homosexuality. But black people only.
I'm not gonna bend over and take this.
Yeah, but
Hey, that's what I was saying a couple weeks ago. I was talking about the butter biscuit brigade. That's what
Right.
they call that. But that's how we've been formatted, man. So like you said, we gotta change our narrative for ourselves. But who's gonna do it? Like you said. So when you overcome the odds, see, that's why I hate Jordan. See, that's what I'm glad you said that. That's we talking about how I hate Jordan because he made it a me society. The basketball became all about me, individual, and that reflects the way the black community is. It's all about me.
Don't
I
blame
make it
MJ
out.
for that,
He
though,
did that, man.
Don't
Kobe
blame
Bryant to
MJ.
follow him.
Don't blame
Michael
MJ.
Jordan is the
MJ had a
ultimate
lot to do with
I guy. Be like Mike. He's the ultimate I team player ever.
But you guys have to remember though, like all this stuff is like so deep rooted. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
it's
just
definitely
bring us
deep-rooted.
over here on slave ships
They
and
want.
make us slaves and allow us to or force us to create this country and then take it. And then just say, okay, you guys are free now. We're gonna go about regular life.
like, now what?
They created so many programs and systems and ideas to continue to oppress us and divide us and make us ignorant to all this that we're speaking about today.
Slavery by
and
another name.
Exactly. And there's so much. I mean, I
Read that
definitely
book.
support and believe in Black Lives Matter. I'm not a part of the organization, but more power to them and all that support them. But, and I do agree with this brother that's, we do need to force our people to use their platforms for us because it's necessary. But at the same time, we need multiple organizations. We need real unity. We need real policy change because why is it that cops can shoot us in the street like dogs? It's policies that allow them to do that.
Right.
Whether
And
they
you get
want
away
to
with
or
it.
not want to, it's the policies behind it. We're still an amendment. I mean, we're supposed to be 3/5 of a human. Like, what does that even mean? Like, this country, with all due respect, has to be burnt to the ground and rebuilt up, or we're never gonna have
Not
true
the
freedom.
country though, man. The country's doing cool. It's us, man. We gotta rebuild. We gotta change the narrative.
that's
We
what
But-
it is.
We gotta change the narrative. So even say like our whole goal is to like make it out the hood. Like we talk about rebuilding the hood. I live in the suburbs. I ain't gonna even lie. Who else live in the suburbs?
Me too.
I live in the suburbs.
See, so where do we start? That's what I'm saying. Where do we start? Like
You
that's
start
what.
from-
But
that's
it's not. But see, but moving to the suburbs. See, when we're moving to the suburbs, we're moving to the suburbs because we're trying to give our families a better life. We don't want our kid to be Tyshawn Lee. 'Cause
Right.
We don't
Right.
want our kid to get shot. But when you have the ability, it's not about where you live. It's about where do you work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I work, like I said, I'm over north all the time. I'm over north, South Minneapolis every single day. That's where I work at, where I rest my head and my kids play. is out in the suburbs. But at any point, like I said, and that would have to change. Like I said, everything has to change. Now, for whatever reason, if I was to start getting fame and people were starting to look at me like, hey, man, you're that guy, well, I would have to say, well, I want to move close to my people just because I don't want people to think that you have to run away from your people to get success. And what people say, nah, they're going, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me but that's just me. I'm the one person that'll feel like, look, it doesn't matter. Doesn't mean I move smack dead off into 33rd and 3rd in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But I would live downtown Minneapolis where it's like you're not so far away where you know what I'm saying? I'm
close proximity where you can touch them, but I know a lot of people that leave the hood and go back to the hood and get robbed, shot.
Yes.
Something bad happens.
Yes.
So that's what make people.
But are they feeding the hood though? Are they sharing their wealth?
I don't care if you feeding the hood.
Or they just flossing?
Hey, hold up, that nigga got 20 turkeys on that truck. I'm robbing his ass when he leave here. Okay, he got more than that, you know. So like, that's the mentality.
But see, there's black hoods and then there's ghettos. Like I wouldn't recommend anyone that has more than the people in the ghetto to move into the ghetto because people are hungry.
True.
You know. But you can move into a black hood. I mean, I live in St. Paul, but I live in Battle Creek. But my neighborhood is very diverse. I mean, there's black people, there's people straight from Africa, there's natives, there's Mexicans.
Is that a new movie coming out by Ice Cube?
Where's the hood?
I'm just saying there's African people.
No, but I know what you mean. There's a difference between living way out in the suburbs and living in a nice community.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes.
You just don't want to get robbed, man.
I do not want to get robbed. I would prefer not to get robbed.
I know a lot of rappers that went back in the hood in New York and
I got
shot.
robbed before. It ain't that bad, man. I just gave him $20.
That's because you got robbed in St. Paul.
Like, hey, no, I was downtown Minneapolis. I had $40 on me. He's like, you know what it is. I was like, damn, man. I'm like, man, that's an old ass Lexus I'm driving. You serious? You want to rob me, man? I pulled out. Luckily, I had about $40 in two separate pockets. Pulled out the 20. Like, man, here, bro. Like, you got me, man. He didn't like. He didn't say, give me your wallet. I just said, I had $20. I had 40, but you got 20. He got half of it.
And that's another thing that I'd like to touch on too that I hear a lot of people saying is that, well, you know, black on black violence, that's no different than white on white violence, and that's no different than all the different types of violence. Well, it is a difference because we're the minority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're the minority in this country, so, and we're not killing each other. If you pop in 10, go grab 10 white people CDs, Taylor Swift, anybody, go pop them in, and none of them say, find a honky, kill a honky, shoot a honky, kill a honky, and funk a honky's bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Which is gonna make
now,
him mad at you, and then he's gonna. So none of them have this control perpetuum of doing it. When white people kill each other, is my wife left me and I had to throw her in the boat, and that's a murder. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the wife, I found my husband cheating, and I put Ajax in his biscuits, and he's out of here. You know what I'm saying? And they got their pocket cases, but with us, it's like it's a perpetual, constantly thing. Where
It's in
like
songs,
coming
though,
through with an
yo.
AK, and I just killed 10 cats in front of one house. But that's just the start of it. It's not like these 10 cats that I killed in front of the house. It's over. They're gonna come back and get 5 of my cats, and then I'm gonna go back and get 3 of their cats. So that's what I'm saying. And then when we be in the minority, we have to take
drill
into account
music.
that we can't play like them.
And the crazy thing about it is we're already being exterminated.
Right.
They
We
worked so hard to kill us off, and then here we are, like, let's help them and kill, you know,
right.
300 people in one city.
Yeah. And then the music too. You are damn right. It's fun nowadays to steal other people's girl or be disrespectful.
That's
to
forever
another
been
dude,
rapping fucking niggas bitches forever though, man.
But I feel like it's more now.
But on the low though,
Right.
when you found out a rap, it was too late. But when the basketball player came in and seen Biggie, he was just like, dang, you know, it was too late.
Been talking about anybody.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
But it wasn't like constantly
Two
like
words,
yes, yeah. I
gone.
can't even turn the radio on and hear without a rapper saying I'm with your chick. Your
Right.
chick's looking at me.
My girl
Why
got
you
a
want
girlfriend.
mine? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
Out
it's
of all
so
these chicks,
weak.
there's about
Go
38
get your
single
own.
chicks in here. Got nothing to do with nobody. You want my chick.
Sliding in the DM.
And all
In
the problems that
DM.
come with getting my chick.
That's forever, man. That's another fight. We've been forever fighting that, man.
But see,
It
that's
was back
stupid
in
to me. Like,
it was
that's
even back
weak.
in blues. They was talking about fucking other niggas chicks, man.
But see, now that's the point. What you're talking about
it was
is really
hidden.
not fuck having sex with that's just a subcommittee of what I'm talking about because that is black on black crime.
Yeah.
See, black on black crime does happen. It happened back in the Harlem Renaissance. Black on black crime is when a brother comes in the bar and he steps on another brother's shoe and the
He
brother
doesn't
says
say
something
something, right?
and he ends up killing him. That's black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? That happens. Okay, you got out of pocket. Things got a little bit too out of hand. Black on black crime is not the genocide of something that's going on when grandmothers and 2-year-old kids are getting lured in the alleys. That's not black on black crime. It's actually what I'm talking about. Like, I got a whole lot of things that I'm talking about. The homosexual used to be a taboo in the black community. We don't have homosexuals in the black community. Well, it leaked out. We do now. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we're having to deal with as a black community because we never dealt with it before. There's something else that's right behind that that's in the black community that was never before, and that's serial killers. We used to think serial killers were all white. They're not. They're little African, and I know them because, like I said, I can look. They've got, let's go sit, let's go do it. Let's go do it. It's not, oh, I ran into you. Oh, my God. Oh, I pulled my gun and, ooh. No, that's not what happened. It's, you know, them cats is over there.
Yeah,
come on,
plotting.
let's go sit on them and let's go do this. You're a serial killer, fam. You're plotting this.
You're
You know what I'm
Black
saying?
Dexter.
And if we're not there that day, you're gonna keep trying to find me until you kill me.
That's a crazy point.
That's not bumping black on black crime. Like, oh, fam, it happened. This no. Let's sit on. And then this is not something like I said. I got a younger brother who's involved in this stuff. So when I come home to my mom's porch, to my mom's house on Ilion over north, everybody's on the porch, and I'm looking in all of their eyes, and I'm just examining them, and I'm saying, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? All lost souls, all don't care about anything
nothing
right
to
now.
lose.
You know what I'm saying? And I hear the conversations. Yeah, you know they over there. Let's just go sit to one of them. Come, we getting him out of here. Okay, that's a problem that we need to. And like I say, okay, and going back to the Black Lives Matter, I understand that they started with the and police killing us is not
Nothing
cool.
new.
No, it's not new, but it's not okay either. You know what I'm saying? It's something that does need to be dealt with. But I do believe that if we can eradicate and deal with the problems that cause black on black violence, because it's a big scope. If we can deal with that problem, that'll bleed into the police violence because they're scared of us. Because if you can kill your own people like that, what would you do to me? And I held you in slavery for 400 years. If I pull you over, and I know for a fact you would gladly shoot your own brother in the head 25 times for a kilo of cocaine, what would you do to me if I held your people in slavery for 400 years? So we're automatically like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? But once you start we're not about that anymore. We don't kill each other. We're back to the beautiful black people that we were in the 50s that y'all was fucking with, that y'all shouldn't have been fucking with. All we want to do is build black Wall Streets all across this country. That's all we want to do, and be left alone to do it. We'll change our own policies. Don't worry about the policies and the politicians because they never fix anything anyway. We'll do our own. Do you realize that the black dollar used to circulate 33 times in the 1930s in the black community?
Yeah, then they blew Black Wall Street up.
They can't do that
So-
now.
so
They blew Black Wall Street up because there was no internet, there was no media. They did it when you see. That's what I'm saying. White folks remember they used to say before Barack Obama. I would probably say maybe about a month before Barack Obama got elected president, or even start running, not elected, running. Before he announced he was running, if you was to go to a black person, say, you think we're ready for a black president? Somebody said, nah, they'll kill him. Do you still think that? You still think that there's gonna shoot a black president that not understand that with the media?
I don't think they
the
can't
camera,
shoot any president right now,
They
but
can't
then
operate under those terms anymore. So
then
when
we
I
got
tell Wall Street people like they'll burn it down again, they can't burn it down again. Do you understand what that would do? How many people would be out there live Facebook and like, yep, it happened. They burned our stuff down, and it would be all over the world. Like they burning black people down. All they doing is just building their own business.
Hey, but they
You know what I'm
got their wicked ways. They gonna burn it indiscriminately. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the other reason I think white people are scared of us is because they got that guilt too. Like they done did so much wrong to us. Like if it was the other way around, if we were the oppressors, and they would have rebelled against us, revolted against us, and I think that's why they are scared of us. They think they're waiting for us to do something.
But we shouldn't be
we ain't doing that.
general with our saying all white people or basically white people.
Dude,
that's like all black people.
We shouldn't say that, but man, I'll be trying to feel like paranoid about racism, but it's real, man. We're always trying to dismiss it, like I said, like all white people. I think when push comes to shove, if you get any white person mad enough, they'll call you a nigger, because that's the worst thing they can say to you. Like you push somebody to the highest festivity. Right. That's what they're gonna say. You call you a nigger no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a
so
bias.
no matter who say they. But no, the ER, the hard word. No, I'm saying, but like I said, like you know, like people try to hurt you when they want to get at you. They're gonna say they know that word hurts. What word can we say to them that will hurt them that bad?
Nothing.
Like
and that's just hate, and that's bias. And I definitely think that everyone, regardless of what culture or what race or gender you are, we all have biases against other people, right? But we have people that are in power that are systematically oppressing us, and there's systematic racism, and that's the issue. Joe Schmo that lived next door to me that happens to be a Caucasian man may or may not be an agent or may or may not be a part of that problem, right? But I feel like when most of us are talking about white people, we're talking about the people that are actually oppressing us and are actually the ones with the badges or sitting behind the desks or, you know, in the White Houses and in government and things
So
of
you
that
think
nature.
the ones that are that I'm gonna say that they act ignorant to it, but the ones that say like, oh, well, I never owned slave. You know, the ones that they don't think they're racist, and they know they very well probably aren't racist. But like I said, I think when push comes to shove, worst case scenario, or if they're pushed enough. It's just a thin line between like I ain't racist to
Nigga.
fuck you, nigga. Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, get off my lawn.
Exactly. It's a real thin line.
But what she touched on is a brilliant point. Is we got to be careful. There's a thin line between, or a broad line between racism and prejudice.
Yeah.
And racism is thinking that somebody is inferior to you because of their race, and that was what I don't think. I think the white people that believe that, really believe that in their heart, are old and are dying off. I think you still have a lot of prejudiced white people who be like, I don't like black people because they don't work. Or I don't like black people because they're lazy.
But
You know
how
what
many
I'm saying?
black people do you know?
Right,
Just
right,
because
right.
you see
but
one
but,
or two?
But let's be clear about something. Racism is stupidity. I don't think stupidity can be helped. But prejudice is just ignorance. And ignorance can always be helped with knowledge. Once you come to, there's a lot of things I used to think that we were stole from Africa. I used to run around mad thinking that white people came. This sounds silly, even me saying it out my mouth. White people came to Africa and stole us. I used to think that in my brain and walk around mad. They took us until, man, come on, man.
It was a
And
mixture
he
of both.
gave me a whole bunch of journals about how miserable it was for the first white people to land in Africa. It's hot. That's number one. It's against their climate. We don't like Africa. It's hot. There was so many African tribes throwing, man, they almost had to, slavery almost very closely didn't happen. But they start closing deals with African chiefs, and like they said, through the process,
Divide
it
and
opened up.
conquer.
But through the process, it opened up. But like I said, that same mindset is the mindset that African Americans have to have today about stop thinking things that aren't true and letting them promote things about you. Be open to knowledge.
True.
Like I
Go
say,
Google.
Yeah, go Google. And like I say, ignorance. A white
Well, they
person
were
is
somewhat
ignorant toward
stole.
me.
They were somewhat stole though.
Oh,
Just some
plenty of them
Africans
stole.
help. Africans help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't do it by
As the
themselves
slave-
though. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
as
yeah.
the slavery trade expanded, now it's too late. Now
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are
yeah.
stealing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You don't got no control. But I'm saying slavery could have stopped. It didn't have to start. It's not like white people just showed up and was like, because we got guns, we're gonna enslave the whole African continent. It wasn't like that. It was like, no, we have to
Barter and trade.
Yeah, barter and
I
trade.
mean,
And that's
Africans-
another thing that we have to stop. I don't want to see any more Roots movies.
Oh my God.
I am tired.
Or
Please.
Django.
I like
Please.
Django. That's my favorite movie in the world.
Man, that-
Django was the only movie where a slave killed over
Yeah,
700
yeah.
white people while Tupac was playing in the background.
Yeah, hey.
So
Django did turn out.
and he took his woman and he
Shout
got
out
his
to
woman
Jamie
at the end.
Foxx.
She got on the horse and they start doing tricks. I'm like, ain't no
It took
slave
me a
ever
minute
did
to
this
watch
before.
Django, but Django did
Man,
deliver a little
Yeah,
bit.
Every
Django.
slave-
I
The
mean,
thing
I'm
about
with
Django that was
man.
bogus is Quentin Tarantino does definitely have a thing for using the word nigga in his
But
movies.
he
He
put
used,
himself-
matter
but in
what.
that time frame, I don't think he used it enough in that movie.
Exactly.
They was calling niggas so many times. I don't
Even
think he.
the
But it's every
KKK
movie
got
though.
offended.
It's every movie though
Yeah,
that he does.
you know
that.
Quentin is hard
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
that's
ends.
what-
He
I was
drops
watching the
them.
newest one, the Hateful Eight. I'm like, man, he really do like say nigga in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he do.
And, Samuel Jackson, the only black person in the movie, he's still saying nigga. Like,
I do want to clarify something though, because I think that a lot of us young people are like, "Oh, we say nigga, not nigger," and they called
the
us
same
niggers. It's the same thing. A and B, they called us niggas too. Like
can I make
they
a
weren't
point?
all
It's
like
just a southern-
proper.
It's just
Can
a
I-
southern
can I
way.
make a point?
Exactly.
it's just a word.
If you're a rapper or whoever and don't want people to say that word, don't put it in your lyrics then, because if
Right.
someone's listening to a song, why should they have to mute themselves? If I'm singing Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing, and he says, "Baby, I'm hot just like an oven." If I can't say oven when I'm singing a fucking song, then
Right.
fuck.
Hello.
How am I supposed to enjoy it? You know?
Right.
Well,
And that'd be
these
the
niggas-
best part of the song sometimes.
These
Right.
niggas tripping. It's all about the context, the way you say it. There's a difference between saying my nigga and, like I was explaining earlier, where there's intent to hate. So that's what I'm saying. It's just a word, man. It's all the context. Just
Right.
saying with everything.
So
Like
if-
somebody could cuss at you, like, hey, you know, like we curse, we say fuck, whatever. But if somebody's like, hey, mother, you know, it's all the way you use it, and nigga's just another word like that. Like all white people say, can I use it? Yeah, the context. Like if we in the right atmosphere, you could use it, but it's the delivery. It's how you
Yeah.
deliver it.
And I'm not liable for what may happen to you if you
Yeah,
do
exactly.
choose to
Can't
use
stop
it.
nothing.
I'm like, you better use
My
that
black
shit.
card does not work once you say that word.
Now you're gonna have a
Immediately it
KKK
disappears.
saying without the ER.
Hey,
Hang these niggas.
Hey, I can't even front, man. There's this little white dude I worked with, man. He's a little thuggish white boy in the world, man. He's like, hey, my nigga. I had to look, and I was like, that shit all went through my head. I'm like, And I had to give him respect for him. I was like, hey, if he said that shit to me, like with that much pride,
How many other niggas is he running around saying that to?
No. Because he a little dude. I'm a big dude. So if he had that much confidence and gumption to say it, I was like, I had to give him his props. I was like, all right, he means it. Like, because I would beat his ass.
Because I would beat his ass.
But he said it endearing as hell. So I was like, man, I can't even be mad at
see, people be
white
mad at like white people
and
or
he was
other
the
people
plug,
who
so I really
want to
couldn't be mad at him.
And he was a
I
plug.
know Asian people. I guarantee
Yeah.
you, in about 50 years, it's gonna the manager's gonna come up in the office and be like, "Hey, what's up, my nigga? It's
That's
Friday."
Just call them white niggas,
yeah.
man.
Check, you know,
Call them
'Cause,
white niggas.
Like they're calling, like I've heard Asian kids, especially online, because I do Call of Duty or basketball, and like that's what they call each other. Like,
and I mean, it's not good to say.
even their parents call them that.
Even the parents. It's not the best thing to be saying, but I feel like we have bigger fish to fry.
Right?
Yeah.
Right
'Cause
about
we
now.
we get too worried about the little
And
shit.
we
Speaking
have
of
to
that, I want
stop
some red
being-
snapper, man.
We
Who got
have
the
to
plug?
stop having them characteristics. Like I say, if somebody calls me a astrophysicist, it has no effect on me because I know nothing about it and I don't live that life.
Hey,
you know what I'm
my
saying?
name ain't Astro.
But did the kid? What they try to clown you like, hey, this old astrophysicist looking ass nigga. So then you gonna be like, hey, what you call me? You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, it's all about the way
Neutron
you
face.
Looking ass, face ass nigga.
It's all the way you deliver.
No, but
man.
I'm just saying that black people need to stop living as nigga. You gotta understand what a nigga is. A nigga is a slave of a white person. That's what it is.
Right.
So we constantly perpetuate that when we call ourselves like you gotta. Well, I believe the first black person to say nigga to another black person was a house nigga talking to us field.
Ooh.
Letting them know that I'm just like the white man and you a nigga.
I'm
you know what I'm
above
saying?
you.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
above you. That's
I'm
the
moving to the
first-
next plantation. I'm coming up.
So what about the first person like, my nigga, what's up? So
Somebody was
After
saying-
that, you just start to perpetuate.
I
down,
bet
and
you
like said, we took more
everything
power out the world.
on the plantation stopped. Even the horses were like,
hey, I can't front, man. I try to stop saying I can't help it. I'm addicted to the word, man.
Yeah, it's
I am
hard.
too,
I'm
which
guilty.
is
Our
bad.
generation, it's like I
Yeah.
said, everything doesn't happen with the generation that starts it. The people that started this country didn't get to see it at its finest point.
Right.
White people was running around on niggas' back saying, go, nigga, go. They didn't get to see that. They just was the preset. So we'll still selling it, but our kids will be the ones that
And-
don't say it as much. You know
And I
what
think
I'm
we're
saying?
selfish too, though, because we're all about, like you said, me generation at this point. We don't care about the next life and what can we do to make their lives better, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're like,
Right.
okay, once I'm gone, fuck it.
Right.
Like global warming, nigga, fuck that shit. I'm smoking. I'm about to smoke a tie outside.
And that's the thing. White people, they plan for years. Like when I first got into business, they would be like, let's talk about 5 years from now. I'm like, why in the hell
I ain't gonna
are y'all
live till
talking about 5
tomorrow.
years from
Right.
now? But now I get it, right?
Right.
And I can only imagine the people that run this country. They're looking at hundreds of years.
Right.
They're planning for hundreds. They're
You
looking
should-
at Mars and the
Willie
moon.
Lynch
and-
letter explains it right there.
Exactly. And then we're
Thousands
talking
of
about
years.
tomorrow.
Right.
Like, hold up. That what kind of like disconnect is that? Like, we need to look at our people as a whole and where we want to be in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 100 years,
Right.
and plan for that and create plans for that and create documents to pass along to our kids and our grandkids because that's what they do.
True that.
And they're successful. I mean, no matter what we think about them, they are successful. They're running this whole world, not just America. So what are we gonna do,
And I
to
think
step up to that plate?
And as sad as it is, I think that if you have someone out there that you know who's your homeboy and that motherfucker, you like, I don't think he gonna make it for the next 5 years without being shot. Get a life insurance policy on that.
Please.
That way,
Please,
when
life
something
insurance.
happens, you can go to his mama and be like, "Here's 50 stacks."
Could you imagine if all these young men, at the least, if you're gonna sign up for Thug Life, at least sign up for a life insurance
Sign
policy?
up all the way.
I mean, you know,
right?
All the
Because
way.
remember when we were
Life
like,
policy is expensive as hell when you're young.
nah,
For that
man.
reason.
the older
Nah.
you get, the
No, when you're young,
It
too,
is,
under
yeah,
21,
that
and
life
then it
insurance
goes
is
up.
which
more
the
expensive when you're younger.
the payout is gonna be lower the older you get because you're susceptible, whatever the fuck, to death. Right?
He said
You're more susceptible to Right,
the
but you can
payout-
get it for like 20, 30 bucks a month.
can,
Even if
right.
it's 10, 20, $30,000, at least your parents aren't scrambling for pennies trying to bury you,
Right.
at the very least.
Right? Or
you
having
know?
a comedy show. Like, come tell some jokes for this dick.
Oh yeah,
That's
fundraiser.
horrible.
We gotta bury this nigga.
No, seriously, black people as a whole, whether you're Thug Life or not, we need to get life insurance. It's very important, and we
start
don't do it
hugging each
enough.
other. I think it's the love, man.
Hey,
Like,
this is the
It is
Kumbaya
the love.
episode.
It is. It sure
the
is.
love.
Black Power
Too
episode.
many-
We
Too
don't want.
many that northerner thing than spread. I'm telling you, I
Yeah.
went down south, man. I done went down south, and how black people are down south is way different than they are on the East Coast, than they are on the Midwest.
Because
North,
we's
and the
free,
West.
brother.
They, but they still, but just how they are, like
No, I
the
know, I
love
definitely
is
know
real.
you're
right.
You know, like
Right.
they sat. I was on the bus with and young brothers. You know what I'm saying? And they, hey man, how you doing? What's up? What's up? How you doing, brother?
That's
You know what I'm
what's
saying?
up.
Just like. Dang, you know what I'm saying?
Friendly.
I'm feeling bougie. Now, I
Yes.
done brought my bougie northern ass down here, and you know, cross the Mason-Dixon line. And I can't even say what's up to my own brothers because I'm so used to being up
Right.
here. Like, nigga, like you just
Right.
said outside.
Right.
We just went through it outside where it's like, nigga, I don't really know you, so I'm
Oh,
not
I
gonna
ain't
speak
speaking
to
to
you.
this
You know what I'm
nigga.
saying?
That's
Think about
crazy
shit.
though. What
You know,
happened to
you-
we always
but
say
no,
what's
no.
up to our people?
That's what I said. That's how you know when I knew we was lost, like with the simple head nod, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you see a cat, one go up, one go
Yeah.
down.
Hey, that's
I'm like,
real.
man, we're fucked,
That's
man.
real.
We got to get back to
We
that.
really lost, man. Really. Like,
And to go back to calling it the nigga, back in the day, there was that whole God thing. Like, on
what
the
up,
East
God?
Coast,
Peace,
right,
God.
what up, God?
What
up,
Like,
son?
I used to make fun of that when I was younger. I mean, I'm a Midwest girl. I'm like, why these East Coast
E-Towel, brother.
What up,
people
done, son?
calling each other gods?
What
Like,
up,
how
God?
dare you?
Yeah.
But we are gods,
Right.
and we
Well,
are kings and
yeah,
queens,
it
and
is.
we
That's-
are
what's up, King?
scientists and all.
Right.
I mean, they stole so much from us. Like, we're everything great. So we
'Cause
need to figure out something more
Right, but I
great
think
to
if
call each
you
other.
that you are correct. If you look at a hoe as a hoe, you won't treat her as a woman.
Exactly.
Exactly. If you look at a bee as a bitch, you won't treat her as. I mean, yeah. So
Exactly.
if you start saying positivity towards somebody, like why would I go and kill a king?
Right.
You know, why would I go and talk shit about a god? You know,
Right.
so
So how
That's
about
the
all
power,
these?
how we
that's the
look at
power of that
ourselves,
word.
you
It's
know?
easy to
Right.
kill a nigga. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's really hard to go and say, I'm going to go kill this
or
king.
family.
Exactly.
I'm going to go kill my family.
Or what up, cousin?
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
That kind
yes.
of stuff gets harder to.
Yeah, just like the military, they use like insurgents and
Yeah.
Skinnies when they doing
right,
these
all
buildings,
kind of
get the
little
skinnies.
collateral damage. Like these are people you're talking about. You're killing like actual people. These are not
Ajis.
right. Like what is all that? You know?
He got
Man,
a
I'm about to
name.
go cuss my wife out when I get home. Y'all got me pumped, man.
Damn, what your wife do?
She's white.
Oh, sorry. I mean, not sorry to her.
Sorry for getting into
Y'all
that.
got
me-
Open
No, I mean-
that door. We're going to close that one right back.
I'm about
Close.
to go. I
you
heard about
say you were-
dashiki today, man. I'm about to get real out here, man. Y'all
No,
got
shout
me
out to your
amped up.
wife though, because
Y'all
I
got
mean
me
she
amped up.
married a
She part of the
black
struggle.
man,
She
so
part of
she's
the
down.
struggle.
Right?
She's a Nubian, a white Nubian.
Stop.
Yes.
The white Nubian
Yeah,
queen.
Yes,
That's what's
how-
up though.
that's
Hey,
how-
I'm down
she
with
got
all
dreadlocks.
people that's
Hey,
down
love
with
who
us.
you love, yo.
Yeah.
She got bamboo
Hey, ain't
earrings.
nothing wrong with that, man.
At least
They
two
all,
pair.
everybody comes from Africa. It's all we all one
So
people. man.
y'all heard Bow Wow said that
Oh,
his
my.
shit
Can't
is-
relate to the struggle.
Yeah, he can't relate because he's mixed.
That's some wow
See, that
wow.
makes you call you Chaz Moss.
That's some
Yeah,
wow
I can't
wow.
call
Hey,
you
but is
back.
he even
Exactly.
mixed?
Say
I'm like,
something.
how the hell is you mixed? He
Chaz
said he's
Yeah,
mixed.
he mixed
can't
with what? Snoop Dogg?
That's what I said. With the Snoop Dogg and
With
Jermaine
what?
Dupri.
A
had
little
that
bit
nigga.
of black and a little less more black.
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
what the hell are you mixed with, motherfucker?
Hello.
Come on,
And
man. That's
Charles
why I got.
Barkley
That's why I
bitch
gotta.
ass.
You gotta have love for Jesse Williams, man.
Yeah,
For
that
him
was
to come
real.
up
He
there
said
and
the
be
real
like,
shit,
look,
man.
I'm biracial, but look, biracial don't
I mean,
have
but
nothing to
still
do with
black.
it.
Hey, you
I'm
know,
not
Exactly.
worried
hey, you
that
know,
he is black,
hey, you want to
know
know some
what I'm
real
saying?
shit, man? Light skinned dudes be they be about that life, boy. They don't like white people a lot.
Because they're
of
trying to
light-skinned
prove. They
brothers.
want to prove.
Well, yeah, I know they try to overcompensate, but at the same time, I used to always say they try to overcompensate, but now I realize like they may have experienced more racism than we have from because they trying to be accepted from both parts.
sides.
So they like, man, you know, the white
That's what
people
was-
ain't having me.
that's
They
what was funny.
shunned me.
Because we accept you when
Yeah,
you come around. We just want to make
exactly.
sure you ain't soft.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all we care about. As long as
I
you
mean,
ain't
You might
soft,
get
man.
stoned on. You might get stoned on early in your life.
Man, and you all good. man.
Like a mixed dude might
Terry.
get stoned on, but he gonna make it. Man.
Why do you have to act? You just said you just said something about brothers having the left side of their equilibrium.
Right.
That's the love side. Like, just as long as you ain't soft. As
long as you
be
ain't
a hardcore lover, okay?
Hey, every mixed
Like-
dude been stoned on at least one time in their life, man.
Hey, but I've been stolen
By
on.
an ugly nigga.
I've been stolen on.
But
that
not
doesn't
just
mean
because
anything.
you was light skinned.
Yeah,
I better-
see, but that's racism within itself. Why
I
should
know,
you
that's
be
what I'm
hit
saying.
just because to
I mean,
prove yourself?
right.
You know, just because I'm tall and lanky don't mean I could be dunking on everybody.
But see, even that goes
That's
on
a
to
waste if
there's
you
so
can't
much
hoop.
division that goes on it. You see how it
So
goes?
Yeah,
much.
We
Light-skinned
team
to
light
that.
skin, team
I
dark
mean,
skin.
do
That's
white
the
people, black
stupidest.
people don't
Nope.
say, "Oh, he got brown
No,
hair, so
they
we
do.
can't live."
Right.
They
You
do.
ain't real white person. You got red hair.
Or
It's
you
like,
got a tan
stop,
today.
man.
Jewish
Yeah.
and
Right.
Jewish and
Stop
Italian
it.
people do that though.
Jewish and Italian people. Well,
Like,
but only because of what though? They only do it to a certain extent
Yeah.
because blackness. The darker you
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
you
yeah,
get
that's
too
what
much
I
like
mean.
niggas. You
So
know
we
what
do
I'm
it
saying?
too. So that's what
But
I'm saying. So they do
They
it.
don't do the whole. We separate on everything. We separate on black. Whether you got Jordan, you got Jordans on. You ain't. What you got on? You broke.
Niggas,
as hell,
niggas
man.
with
You ain't got-
frosty tip
White people
dreads.
do it too.
Girls
We
with
don't see it as
leggings.
much because we're not in their
Yeah, we're
culture.
isolated, yeah,
you
we're
know,
not-
I mean, they do it though.
I believe everybody got the same problems.
but
I got some white. I'll be
we-
around white people. I never see them
But
put
theirs
so
is
much
about status.
quick
They'll-
to separate
yeah.
on each other. Like
On
as
it-
soon as we meet each other, like if I
Yep.
walk in, we immediately look each other up and down. What
We
you got
start
on, what you got
scoping.
on?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
what
he
iPhone
cool.
you got on? What you ain't, man, you ain't on nothing. White people, they're more about just class. You know what I'm saying? If you don't
Yeah,
make this
classes.
amount of money, then you can't fuck with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You make this amount of money, they'll drive a fucking truck with Bugle Boy
Yep, the
jeans on
bougiest-
and the boots and have 800 credit and have. We don't care about all that stuff. We're
Saturday-
not looking for reasons to separate. Black people, we look for reasons to separate. Oh, y'all
Saturday,
get-
the most raggedy person you see at the grocery store is the richest person in there.
He owns it.
Right.
He owns it. He just
Right.
came in to make sure things is running right.
But yeah, you make a good point though. The classism is super huge. I mean, it's huge in America as a whole. We forget that. Like, if you make money, no matter what color you are, typically, you'll be accepted,
That's
right?
the ghetto coming out. No
I
matter
know,
what
right?
color you
I'm
is.
still hood. I'm
That's
still
what I know,
hood.
Hey, I don't like to separate myself from anybody. I just like to make jokes about everybody. That's all I mean.
I mean,
Like all fair game.
You're an
that-
equal
that's-
asshole.
Yeah, I'm equal.
I'll
I'm
take
equal
it.
opportunist.
yeah.
Like, hey,
Can we get a beat,
Anybody
like
could
something
get
fun
it.
to like go out to? Because I feel like we gonna start a riot when we leave here.
hey, no, these are the type of discussions we need to have. Like I said,
Yes.
like we have uncovered the fact that we still are confused. Like we've been all over the place. That's why we try to work it out, man. We try to find ways and having these type of dialogues is.
But I would
said,
like
we
to say
trying
to-
recreate that narrative.
To all my Black Lives Matter people out there and the people that as these trying times continue to go on, you know, I would like to encourage my people out there at the protest to, you know, put your phones down. You know what I'm saying? And get together in small groups. And like the sister across from me said, we need more movements than just Black Lives Matter. But these movements can be started at these protests. You know, that's what I mean when you're around each other. Go off in a group with each other and start passing ideas. Let's
Yes.
start something. Let's form some
Man,
grassroots.
I'm an internet activist, okay? If I don't do this shit on Facebook
Yeah.
Live, how people gonna know I'm here?
Everybody's in it for the photo op, man.
Yeah,
That's what I
everybody's
said.
in it
I
for
said
the
that on
photo op,
Facebook.
but-
Like, man, that's why. Like, man, you ain't saying nothing to me about you people. Like when they was shut down the freeway, everybody on the side of the freeway videotaping. Like, hey, they down there
Yeah,
snapping.
uh-huh.
I'm like, hey, where's everybody on the front line? That's what I want to. That's what I want
wanna
to see
hear
go
from you.
live.
Right.
I want to see y'all on the bridge
On the side.
filming, telling me what they doing down there. I want to
drop
see.
10 points. I'm on the
Yeah.
bridge. Man, he gonna,
The revolution would not be televised.
Hey, there's more people on the bridge and on the side of the highway than on the highway. It was like a good 40, 50 people on the highway.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, y'all was all videotape. I was like, come on, man, this is turned to a photo op. Even when they was down, when Clark got killed and they was at the 4th precinct. Niggas out there with the T-shirts and taking photo ops like, oh,
Hey,
we
buy my
all
CD,
here.
buddy.
We here. But I'm like, but what
What are you doing there?
Yeah.
What are you
Right.
doing there?
Exactly. What's the next
Yeah.
one?
With a purpose?
Like I said, they turned into a photo ops, man, and I'm not with that. That's another thing we got to work on. We gotta, like I said, we got to work on that next move. It's like now that, like you said, now that the attention is on,
Progression.
What we
What's
gonna
next?
do?
Right.
Yeah, what's
Now,
next?
we
What
got our
is-
15 minutes. What y'all gonna do?
Right. What we gonna move? Where the movement? That's why it should be called a movement. It got to move somewhere.
It is called the Black Lives Movement.
It should be moving somewhere then.
They are
We
moving.
need
They
moving
moving
to the
on purpose.
Capitol and
We
making
moving
some
from
policies.
protest to protest.
No.
brother.
Move from freeway to freeway.
We moving from Facebook to Twitter.
Hey, people be mad as hell too. Like they late. That's just say, man. We could go on and on about this because it's like I said, it's everywhere. There's so many different dynamics to this problem and the Black Lives Matter movement, where they're, like I said, they're making people mad because they shut down the state fair. I forget my
Oh, we over.
forget my cheese curds, man.
We about to be over our time on this issue, brother Mahmoud Patul. If you
Brother Mahmoud Patul.
yo, everybody go ahead, let them know how they can follow you or find you.
Yeah, this is Simba Ali. You can follow me at Twitter at Simba_Ali. You got to use the 5 for the S in Simba because Simba is took from everybody. So at Twitter, at Simba Ali, and on Facebook, Simba Ali, and Snapchat, Simba Ali. Always use the 5 for the S.
Dope.
That
dope.
sound like a damn gang.
No gang affiliation.
You
The
saying
5
Simba
for the
like
S?
Simba S like
Simba's
lion?
yeah, because I'm a Leo and
That's dope.
my name's Simpson and Bradley, so I took Brad.
Somebody gonna say
Simba.
5 Ember.
Yeah.
I need to find 5 Ember.
Fiamba.
Simba is lion in Swahili.
Yeah.
Learn Swahili, people.
Learn Swahili.
I am on all kind of social media sites, but don't follow me. I'm boring.